up from your snooze. Come in with the crew. You know who it is, what we do. It's the crew, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the crew. Oh yeah, it's the crew, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the crew. Oh yeah, it's the crew.
Yo, what's poppin', Crew Nation? You already know who it is, what it is, and what we do, man. It's your boy Jay.
And this is Chris.
Yo, we got a special guest in the building today. Our brother from the same mother, and actually your twin, your physical twin, my little brother, Redman, in the building, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I appreciate you guys for having me on this special edition of the Cruise Hip Hop Corner. Is definitely a blessing to be able to get to do this show with my bros. So I'm excited. I mean, you know, let's get it. I'm ready.
Yeah, man. And actually, I think it's time to announce that this is going to be a regular occurrence, that this is not just a special episode, that you will be joining us every week as we talk sports, because you are the sports guru. This is your thing. You know that me and Chris, you know, we always talk music, and me and you always talk sports. So we'll be talking anything from basketball, football, to even pro wrestling, depending on what's going on.
So, you know, to the fans that's watching out there, if this dude is basically clowning us, just know that this is him in his bag. You know, but well, you know, Jalil, you know, you with the sport. I'm a big sports fan too, but so far as like really diving in and analytics and everything like that, you know, that's Redman's. That's
all right. That's so we got look. So we got this all out the way. Look, so we got this all out the way. I understand that we're very comfortable with each other, but we can't be putting governments out here. I know I almost did it to you, bro, and you did it to me.
Yeah, you almost did it to me because we all three talking together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, man. So let's get into it. So LeBron James just won his 4th NBA championship and 4th Finals MVP. Do we, and look, bro, you Redmen have been on LeBron since he came out of high school. You used to annoy us as kids saying how great that this guy was and how great that this guy was going to be. Does this championship do anything to his legacy? Like, what does this mean to LeBron's legacy?
I mean, I think it means a lot to LeBron's legacy. I mean, for him to get his 4th championship under his belt, and then to do it for a 3rd and different franchise. And oh, by the way, to do it for the franchise that everybody says expects titles. They expect championship from the moment that LeBron James signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. It was immediate that a championship was expected of not only the Los Angeles Lakers, but of him. And, you know, we've been hearing it as for those people out there that are Lakers fans, you know, they don't care what you've done before you got there. It only matters what you've done while you're wearing that purple and gold. And so for LeBron, knowing those expectations and to have delivered it only just his 2nd season, being there, which one can make the argument he possibly could have won
in his first season.
You know, considering that the Lakers were the 3rd seed in the Western Conference prior to him getting injured. And then, you know, you had a slew of other things that had transpired there. But nonetheless, in just his 2nd season, he definitely delivered a championship. And I feel like this definitely adds to his resume as, you know, one of the greatest, if not the greatest player in all of basketball.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that this makes the GOAT conversation a lot closer than what we think. Chris, what are your thoughts on this? I see you shaking your head. Get in here.
Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. First of all, I need a clear answer from Red. I need a clear answer from you. Is LeBron James over Michael Jordan? Because let's be honest, that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about anything else. We're talking about, is LeBron James over Michael Jordan? Did this championship solidify him as the greatest of all time even over Michael Jordan? Answer that question, please.
Honestly, I like to say so. I mean, in my opinion, I like to say that he is definitely now, in my opinion, the greatest basketball player. In my opinion, I feel like he's always been, once he won his third championship, in my opinion, I feel like he was the greatest basketball player of all time. And, you know, at that point in time, I mean, let's look at what he done when he won that third championship. He was playing against an all-time great team and a 73-win Golden State Warriors squad.
That's a good one.
I mean, you know, they set the record. Nobody felt that 96 Bulls record where they went 72-10, nobody felt like that record would ever be touched again. And so for the Golden State to do that and break the record and go 73-9, and oh, by the way, have a 3-1 lead on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, who a lot of people felt like Cleveland had no business being in the finals that year. But LeBron willed his team to the finals. They got down 3-1. And I mean, for him to, rally his team and galvanize the troops down 3-1 and come all the way back and win that title and deliver the city of Cleveland that called him the Benedict Arnold of the NBA and still delivered the title. I felt like at that moment in time, he was solidified as the greatest basketball player of all time.
So I'm going to be the voice. Hold on, no. I'm going to be the voice of reason in this because I think that the issue is, and I'm doing a lot of research, and we will all be doing research to get down to the bottom of this GOAT debate. But I think that the problem is nobody actually watched both players heavily. They either watched a lot of Jordan or they watched a lot of Bron. Now, in between there, definitely they caught some Jordan games or definitely they caught some LeBron games. And I think it's a bit easier to watch LeBron now because LeBron is a Laker and different things like that. But you're really not even getting the full potential of LeBron, right? Because this is year 17. This is year 17 for Bron. So when he was at the peak of his career, or at the peak of his prime, rather, nobody really was watching LeBron that much because they had Kobe to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? They had 2007 Tracy McGrady to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? So now they're watching, they're like, oh, well, yeah, LeBron is doing it, but he picked all his teams. So I think that is where the biggest misstep is that nobody actually paid attention to both equally. You know what I'm saying? I think that you, Redman, like what you're saying is, LeBron is the greatest that you've ever seen, that you have ever seen in your time, because you didn't get to watch Jordan like that. You know what I'm saying? In your case, Chris, Kobe is the greatest to you because you didn't watch Jordan like that and you've been a LeBron hater most of your life. You know what I'm saying? But I think soberly, and this is why we're going to be doing our research, I think soberly and actually comparing these people the way that they need to be compared, I think we can come out with a better, more accurate answer as to who is the GOAT. But staying on the topic, because I don't want to lose the topic because we're going to dive into this GOAT conversation. But staying on the topic, what this fourth championship does to his legacy, it does make the conversation of who is the GOAT a lot closer than a lot of people would care to admit. Go ahead, Chris.
All right, so here's the thing. Reg, you brought up a couple of things that is the reason why you feel like he's the GOAT, why you feel like he's over Jordan. You brought out a few points. Here's my points as to why he's disqualified easily. But one, since 2010, his departure from Cleveland to South Beach, he has literally handpicked all his teams. You can't name me one other star of his caliber. You can't name me one other player of his caliber that has literally handpicked teams for every single franchise that they went to.
Jordan had that power. Really quick, hold on. Jordan had that power. Jordan was able to move coaches and keep coaches the way that he wanted to. He was able to move players and get this man.
He had two coaches.
Wait. This man literally. Hold on, wait. This man literally stopped Isaiah Thomas from being on the Olympic team, which means the only reason why I'm bringing this up, which means is that he had just as much power as LeBron James. Keep going. That's my only point.
That's what's up. But you're talking about an Olympic gold medal.
Well, right. No. I'm not comparing them. Dude, don't get me lost in that. I'm not comparing that. I am comparing the power, the ability to do whatever you want.
Also, and me and you talked about this a couple of days ago, Jay, and I want to hear what Red is going to say about this. Also, not only has he handpicked his teams, you can say that he's handpicked his coaches as well. Not only that, who has played with more franchise players than what LeBron has? And we talked about this, Jay. We have talked about this. Go down the list. We got Kevin Love, franchise player of the Timberwolves. We got Kyrie Irving, franchise player of the Cleveland Cavaliers before LeBron showed up. We got Chris Bosh, franchise player and an Olympic gold medalist of the Raptors. We got Dwayne Wade, franchise players and also an NBA champion of the Miami Heat before LeBron James showed up. We have Anthony. Hold on. No, whatever. We have Anthony. We all know. Red, don't let him do that. You know that Shaq was not the reason why they won that championship.
No, he wasn't. But Shaq was balling in the regular season.
Don't let him.
Shaq was balling in the regular season.
Also, we have Anthony Davis, franchise player of the Pelicans. So, LeBron James has literally, and not to mention, we want to talk about his trips to the finals. You spent a decade in the finals. 10 years in the finals, and you only have 4 rings to show for it. And
that's your only argument.
Wait.
What's the only argument I need, John?
No, I've only. I know, right?
You're out of your mind. There is no way that LeBron will ever be Jordan. Nobody will ever be Jordan, okay?
Okay, LeBron's a better rebounder and passer.
Will you let me finish? Can you let me finish? Call me when LeBron has 6 championships.
That's your only argument?
It's the only argument I need, Sean.
But here's the thing, bro. Matter of fact, that was 3 arguments. That's the 3rd argument. So you spent 10 years and you only got 4 rings to show for it. Not to mention, you did all this in the East, which was basically a cakewalk to the finals each and every year. I want to hear your response to all that, Red.
He was just that much better than the East. Go ahead.
Okay, this is what I got to say. You make all valid points. You make all valid points, and I can't necessarily dispute all those points. But my argument to those points, all I would say is that LeBron James, as the franchise player, of his team, does get some influence or some say-so as to whether or not who he would like his teammates to be. Now, he ultimately does not get the final say-so. That's what you have the head coach and the general manager there, and ultimately the owner, who's the one that signs the checks. So you can't necessarily say that LeBron is totally picking all his players, because he's not the one that ultimately gets the final say-so. But however, does he have some influence, some say-so on his team?
He has a lot. He has a lot.
Every franchise player of their team has some influence or say-so on who their teammates. Are you going to sit here and tell me that Michael Jordan did not have some influence or say-so on who he wanted to be teammates with?
Oh, he definitely did.
Oh, because people like to bring up.
Hold on, I'll let you talk. Hold on. You mean to tell me that Kobe Bryant did have some influence on who his teammates was?
Bro, he's unleashing on you.
We can even go to other sports. You mean to tell me Tom Brady ain't had no influence as to who his teammates are going to be? Every franchise player or star player of their team has some say-so.
To your point.
Influence on who their teammates are going to be.
Well, to your point as well, people like to jump on Floyd for handpicking his opponents, but unfortunately, he earned the right. He earned the right as being the best in the world. as being the title holder, as being the person that you had to beat. You know, they always say, Ric Flair's famous quote, in order to beat a man, you have to beat the man. In order to beat that man, he was at the top of the mountain, so he got to choose who he wanted to be at the top of the mountain through dedication and hard work. So to Redman's point, man, I'm going to get this together, I promise. To Redman's point, you know, he earned that right. Being the greatest player of his time, he earned the right to be able to pick the players that he wanted to play with. And to this credit, name me one Hall of Fame coach that LeBron has played with, and I'll name you one Hall of Fame coach that Jordan and Kobe has played with.
I think Mike Brown will be a Hall of Fame coach when it's said and done.
But we can't say that because he's not yet.
Okay, of course he's not. LeBron James is not in the Hall of Fame yet. Like
when you mean to tell me that Mike Brown is better than Phil Jackson?
Mike Brown is not better than Phil Jackson.
All right, so that doesn't even compare. Yeah, he'll make it into the Hall of, because I can say that Jordan played with way more Hall of Famers than what LeBron did, but I'm not going there.
Because you already know.
I'm just saying I'm not going. Like it's a pointless argument.
Listen. Hold on, wait, because I want to go to your point about what you brought up with Jordan being able to pick his teams, because people like to bring up Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was drafted by the Bulls.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that he wasn't.
But people like to bring him up like, oh, well, Jordan played with. Scottie Pippen was drafted by the Bulls. It was done the right way. When Michael Jordan didn't get past the Pistons, what happened? Did he ask for a trade? Now, I don't know how the contracts were back then and this, that, and the third, but he didn't ask for a trade. He stayed, and he got past the Pistons. He didn't go to another team. LeBron started the super teams.
Yeah,
seeing today.
Technically, he didn't start them because.
Don't bring up the Celtics. Do not bring up the Celtics.
The Lakers of the '80s was a super team, but okay, continue. We'll stop it there because I don't want to carry on too long with this. The question is, final thoughts, Chris. Does winning a fourth championship impact his legacy, make it better or worse?
In terms of career, LeBron James has had one of the best careers that we've seen. I like the point that Max Kellerman pointed out. In terms of career, you can make an argument that LeBron James has had a better career than Kobe, has had a better career than Michael Jordan, because he has went to 3 teams, won a championship, and has won finals MVP for all 3 of those teams. He brought a championship to Cleveland, but needless to say, it was a very long time.
Yeah.
So, and that's the place he grew up. It's a beautiful story, but you cannot negate these facts. We're not going to get back.
We're not getting there yet.
We're not getting back into
Final
that.
thoughts. Does it impact his legacy, good or bad? You're saying good because he's had one of the best careers. Got it.
Yeah,
Red,
but I can't put him on GOAT mode.
Well, we're not having that discussion yet. Okay. Red, talk to me. What impact does winning this 4th championship have on his career?
It definitely had a huge impact on his career. I mean, you look at all the great champions throughout the history. They all have more than 3 titles. I mean, you look at Kobe, you look at Magic, you look at Kareem, you look at Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. They all have more than 3 championships. So for him to win his 4th title, and oh, by the way, to win a 4th Finals MVP to go along with that, which is only second behind Michael Jordan. No other player has 4 NBA Finals other than Michael Jordan. So not Magic, not Kobe, not Kareem, none of them. LeBron James and Michael Jordan are the only 2 players in NBA history with 4 Finals MVPs, with at least 4. Of course, we know that Michael Jordan has 6. But yeah, so definitely this championship definitely did a lot to bolster his career.
Yeah, man. So I'm going to end with this. I think that it does do a lot because he answered the questions. Well, he can't do it in the East in the West. And to be fair, before he got injured, like you said, they were number 3 in the West. So therefore, he was still doing it in the West. That year really doesn't count because we didn't get to see how it unfolded because he got hurt. However, he came back in one of the most difficult seasons ever. People like to say, well, he got one because of the strike. Well, he got one because of the bubble. That bubble, as you see what happened to Paul George, is the most mental place, mentally, where you have to mentally lock in to win a championship, and he got it done. And by the way, we love to talk about his franchise players, but there was no team that he had a franchise player on where he was not the best player.